What's up, good people? What's up, good people? Thank you all for waiting. Thank you guys for waiting. Man, I meant to get it out at 4:15 and things just went awry. You know how it goes when you try to do something live, and trying to get things together after the game. Technical difficulties, man. My stream software was bugging out, but I got it. And I am here. But I definitely thank you guys and appreciate you guys for waiting. I saw a lot of you guys waiting, man. When I popped in, and remember when I said that I would be about 5 minutes? Yeah, that was 20 minutes ago. So I apologize for that, but I saw it was already 60 people waiting at that point, man. So thank you guys. And I thought I would go with the old intro there, man. That's the old Terrible Towel Tuesday intro, man. Just Renegade playing from a live game that I was at. So I thought, I would throw that out there because of the defensive effort for today. So I, wanted to start off like that. But how's everybody doing, man? You know how we're going to do. I'm going to be quick, but I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to give the early what's up to those people, man, who are already in the chat. Shout outs to Shadow Slayer. He donated. I appreciate that, man. And also, speaking of donating, there's another someone who actually donated off of YouTube, an Eric Boswell. So hopefully you're hearing that. Thank you as well, man. I got a donation from him yesterday through Cash App, so I do appreciate that. So thank you. And you said, let's go to see what Shadow just said. Said something in regards to Devin Bush. Great win. Hope we get Bush back. Yeah, we're going to talk about that here in just a moment. But let me do my quick introductions. Look at this. The first comment. Miss Lanisha. How you doing, Miss Lanisha? Hello. Relfax. Zuami M. Asloff Plays. Santiago Monleon, if I'm saying that correct. Devin Snowden. Captain Spartan. Rajon 39. My brother Kenyon is in the building. Jesse George. Leonard Green. Still Loon, Thomas Miguel, Bill C 117, Steelers Cards. Devin, I already said you already. You matter too. Alexis Black, excuse me. And let's read a few more. King Petty, Oba Shango. He said, come on, Sim, shaking my head. Listen, man. Listen, guys. Y'all got to understand, I don't do this for a living. This is not my professional job, okay? Sometimes it might be a little delayed. You got to give me a chance. The game ends at roughly 4 o'clock. Come on, man. It takes way more than some of you all would expect for me to bring this to you guys. So you got to be patient with that. Let's see who else. Alpha Male, Builder's Life, and Tyrone Johnson, Jesse George. We'll end it right there. Thank you all for being the early viewers, early commenters. Let's get into it, man. Got my notes here. First and foremost, and we're going to talk about Devin Bush in a moment. Don't worry. But, we always do the same routine here. I'm going to give you guys the first drive offensively and defensively, and then we'll go into takeaways, and then we'll go into big key moments of the game. And I'll, try to breeze through what I have to say so I can get you guys on early for calls. We already have one call in the queue. That's good. So let's go ahead and get to it. So the Steelers, for once, finally, we get the ball first. Now, I'm not saying finally like I wanted that, but it finally happened. We didn't win the toss. The Browns deferred, and there you have it. So, first up, Steelers pick up 5 on first down. Ben nearly throws an interception on the RPO. We're going to talk about the RPO a little later. 2nd and 5 at that point, and then Ben finds Washington on a 3rd and 5 with a nice throw. You found the one-on-one matchup. You kind of lofted it in there. James Washington able to come up with it. And James Washington, he made up for it. So I'm not going to get on him. But James Washington had a few drops early. Well, I was going to call him into the office, but nah, he did good. So we'll leave him alone. But had a few drops early in the game. But anyway, back to that drive. It was one-on-one outside the numbers. What I mentioned as far as Washington. Connor gets a big pickup on 2nd and 10 off the draw. But Steelers have to settle for a field goal. So that was kind of a disappointing drive. It got off to a good start, and it kind of fizzled out near the end. We kind of went away from Connor a little bit, and I think Connor was getting his footing on that drive. And, certain things killed the drive. We had to settle for 3. On defense, we stuffed the run on first down to only allow 2 yards. Then Baker Mayfield was forced. Hold on, let me interrupt myself. Anytime I get a donation. I always want to recognize that and read that comment. So let me interrupt myself. John Trout, thank you for your donation. He says, MLB, middle linebacker position. Who steps up for the passing downs now? We're going to talk about it. Don't worry. Don't worry. Appreciate your donation. So back to that drive. I said Baker forced to scramble on second down. He picked up a few yards and then picks up 6. And then guess what happens after that? Yes, you guys see him in the thumbnail. Who is it? Who is it? The guy that everyone is saying he's not playing the same. Even Ryan Clark said that. Who? Yes, Minkah Fitzpatrick. Minkah Fitzpatrick comes up with the pick 6. And from my early assessment of that play, when they showed the replay, looks like Minkah dropped down. Edmonds stayed back, so it looked like a cover 1 robber situation. It might have been cover 3. I need to see on the outside how the outside guys were reacting. But either way, you get Minkah to drop down, plays that robber situation, picks off the slant, takes it the other way for 6. Now, why is that important? Because remember, I talked about this last week. I said we didn't see Minkah playing underneath last week. Didn't really see him around the box or dropping down to play underneath coverage. He does it in this game on the first drive and takes that thing the other way, which was significant. Because when you start a game off like that, yeah, it leaves a bad taste in the mouth of the opponent, especially the quarterback. So that was a beautiful thing to see Minkah Fitzpatrick showing up, showing people that he is still Minkah. But I have not forgot. We're still going to go back and look at Minkah's some previous games to see if it was how we were using him, whether he was playing it right. And, of course, we're going to take a look again at that play on Turbo Town Tuesday. But that's how that drive ended. Now, some key moments of the game. Let's get into that really quick. The Steelers go 3-and-out with a lead of 10-0. And I thought this was significant, man, because this is after the defense forced a 3-and-out. Okay? We had forced a 3-and-out, and then we go 3-and-out. That's ridiculous. Whoa. Let me interrupt myself again and say huge shout out to iSloth Plays. Man, with the big time donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're far too kind. I don't even know what else to say about that. Let's read your comment. He said, it's been a while. Sorry, brother. Hey, man, no problem. No problem. Love from the Canadian Sloth again. 5-0. Let's go Steelers. Man, thank you, Canadian Sloth. I'm going to adopt that name that you've given yourself. How you like that, what they calling him, that Mapletron? How you like that boy Claypool, man, from up north as well? I know you're enjoying that. Thank you for coming through. Yeah, 5-0. 5-0. Hard to believe, right? Because, again, don't worry. I got something special for you guys later in terms of how I assessed it, how I did my assessment of this game. I think you guys will enjoy. Let's get back to, yeah, man, that was a disappointing series to me. We had forced a 3-and-out. We're up 10-0, 10-0. And at that moment, I'm thinking, yo, if we can go down the field and get something, preferably a touchdown, you always shoot for the stars. So let's say if the Steelers were able to go up 17-0, I think that game could have been over early, even though it didn't matter. It didn't come back to bite us. But that was a missed opportunity, man. I feel like you cannot, go 3-and-out after your defense pitched a 3-and-out. You know what I'm saying? You can't go right back out there and you go 3-and-out as well. You got to try to get something going, or at least an extended drive, if nothing more than to give your defense a rest. So I thought that was a very disappointing series at that point of the game. Ben gets sacked on a corner blitz. Had some pickup situation, some problems there. And it looks like it's funny, man. I love listening to Tony Romo. I wish Tony Romo called every single game that I watched, because this guy calls it like a player. And I'm not trying to, say that we're similar or nothing like that, but I kind of like Romo because in some regards, Romo reminds me of how I watch the game, how Kenyon watched the game, how some of you guys watch the game. No, I'm not comparing myself to Tony Romo. This guy played the NFL. Obviously, he knows more football than I probably have forgotten. However, a lot of times, my father-in-law Leonard, if he's in here, could confirm this. A lot of times he's saying exactly what I'm saying. Early in the game, I said something. My wife was actually still, sitting beside us because Leonard was at my house today watching the game before she went over to my mother-in-law's, and she was like, "You just said that," right? So, I don't know everything, but the way I watch the game is always cool to see that somebody else who really knows what they're talking about is identifying the same thing. So in that particular play, Romo was saying in the beginning, Okay, Ben's trying to decide who's coming, right? And it looks like maybe he called the protection to the wrong side, or maybe Connor didn't get back over. Upon further review, I'd have to see, but needless to say, Ben took a sack there. Tough luck, and the drive ends. Let's see. The next thing that I thought was a big key moment, 88-yard drive by the Steelers. 88 yards. We picked up 5 first downs. Steelers finally did what I said in the pregame. Remember, if you guys who watched the game last night, what did I say? I said we were going to have a lot of opportunities one-on-one because the Browns run a lot of man. We're probably going to have some opportunities on the outside. I also said we probably will have some opportunities down the seam or across the middle. Didn't really go down the seam much, but we had the opportunities, right? Ben went crazy on that drive. Again, 5 first downs. We attacked the man coverage. Claypool is a monster. I just put that as a side note. The boy is a monster. Big time catch out of the bunch formation. Again, this is one of the times that it's funny, man. Me and Leonard watching the game. He's like, where my boy Claypool at? I said, don't worry. They're setting it up. And again, because I watch a lot of film, when I saw him come out in bunch, and Leonard is my witness, if he's in this chat, I said, here come Claypool. And wow. On that exact play, Ben finds Claypool down, outside the numbers again. Only reason why I knew that, because I've seen us do that before with Claypool. That formation kind of tipped, to me from watching our film that we were going to go to Claypool there. Ben kind of put him in motion into the bunch. Boom. Big time play. And like I said, man, this boy Claypool, that's all I'm going to say. Claypool about to be a very special receiver for us, man. That's all I'm going to say. What else do I got here? I said Connor finished the drive with a strong run on that particular drive, and we all know how that went. Next up, TJ draws a holding call. There was a possession where it forced a 2nd and 20. And then Bud gets a big hit on Hooper. Remember on that screen, Bud tried to take his head off. And then Watt gets pressure again on the next play against Baker. Forces an interception by Cam Sutton. That was beautiful stuff right there. Let me tell you again why it was such a beautiful thing to see. And maybe I'll remember this play on Tuesday and we can really look at it. We disguised our coverage very well there. Remember we talked about a few weeks ago, I want to get back to when we got guys moving and walking around before snap. You see a lot of guys in the secondary was bunched up. Play starts, they drop back into a zone, look like cover 2, how it ended up being. Again, I got to take a look at the film, but Sutton is sitting right there in the hole where Baker thought he had an opportunity. But again, pressure. And this is what I love about a guy like TJ Watt. Even when you don't think TJ Watt is doing anything, he's doing something. On that drive alone, he drew a holding call, right? And then on that 3rd down, his pressure, along with others, forced that throw. Boom, right into coverage. Cam Sutton gets the pick. Beautiful stuff, man. That's when, like what they say, rush and coverage goes hand in hand right there. Another big moment. Big Ben finds Washington on an out and up for a touchdown. And what was key that I noticed there as well, Myles Garrett was double teamed. I think we did that quite often during the game, even though he did get a sack on Ben later on. But on that particular play, great design. You're doing an out and up. Obviously, it was set up. Romo said we had set that up. I can't really say because I didn't notice the other plays where the corner was biting on stuff. So I didn't see it from that perspective. But I'll take his word for it. He said that the Steelers offense had set that play up. It worked. Ben hit the pump fake, hits Washington with a beautiful throw downfield. Bang, 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 bang. But what was good about that, again, us having the wherewithal to give Ben the time. We double-teamed Garrett, and Garrett, for the most part, was ineffective. Next thing I have here. TJ Watt drew jumps off sides on the 3rd and 4, man, and gave up a 1st down. So, you got to take a note to that. And, he claimed that the clock had ran down. But come on, TJ, stay a little focused there. Browns come right back with play action to Hooper on the very next play for a big game. I did say that last night as well. The Browns really like play action. And remember what I said, too, last night for you guys who saw it. They like that play action when they get Baker outside of the pocket. We saw that a few times in the game. Now, we did a great job defending it. But again, it's not rocket science, guys, and it's not like I'm this football guru or nothing. But again, I watch film. So, I still have that knack for watching film the same way I did when I played football. And I said that last night. They get on the move. Anybody who watches them should understand that. They like play action and they like the boot action. They like to get Baker on the move on a rollout or a bootleg, right? And he's very effective with doing that when they do that. However, did you guys see later in the game, they tried to do that as well and we sent a blitz at them right on time? Mike Hilton, boom, forces a quick throw, and we were able to knock it down on the back end. Listen, man, we played a great, solid, disciplined defense today. It's how we played it. We did a great job against everything they wanted to do. And we're going to talk about the run game here in a moment. Just trying to get through these key moments, man, so you guys can get inside my mind and see how I take notes during the game. So I said TJ gave up the 3rd and 4. We gave him a first down. Browns come right back with the play action. But then Hayden gets called for illegal contact. Browns score on that drive. Why is that an important moment? Because, again, the Browns got something going there, right? That 3rd and 4, the way we have been playing defense, we may potentially stop them, get the ball back. But because of that penalty, you got to look at TJ on that, as well as because of the penalty on Joe Hayden. They eventually score on that drive. So you have to take a side note on that. And, it is what it is, but you got to recognize that. You got to recognize it. No reason to bring those guys in the office, but you got to recognize that. And then another thing that I didn't like, man, that, James Washington, come in the office really quick. Just come in real quick. James Washington, this is the only thing I need you to do, sir. We're not going to talk about the drops, but when it's late in the first half, we're trying to get to halftime, and the team is trying to stop us and get the ball back and use their timeouts, don't run out of bounds. James, come on. You're a very smart player, so I know you know better than that. Just got to get on you about that. Why would you run out of bounds right there? Why don't you just go down or turn back up? Don't run out of bounds and let them, save a timeout in that situation. That's all I'm saying. We clearly weren't going for the first down there. It was 3rd and forever. What was it? 3rd and 18? Come on, James Washington. Got to do better than that. But that's all right. You'd had a great game. That's all I got. Now, real quick, guys. Second half, I don't have a whole lot to talk about, man. Steelers get a big sack on Baker on 2nd down to force a 3rd and 18, and then Browns are called for a delay, backing them up to 3rd and 23. And this is coming out of the second half. And then Tua gets a big hit and forces a fumble. Big hit on that run play. Forces a fumble on, what's his name? Dearness Johnson. He recovers it. But the Browns have to punt out of their own end zone. And the Steelers, get great field position after Ray McLeod. We're going to talk about him too. Returns it to the 45. Let's go ahead and talk about him now so I don't forget. Deontay Johnson better hurry up and get back on the field. The reason why I'm saying that is because Claypool is asserting himself, right? But also, Ray McLeod is also looking very well and very capable as a returner. Not saying that I don't like Deontay, because we know Deontay is dynamic. We've seen that as well. But what I'm saying is we're getting by. We're getting by where we're able to use Ray as a punt returner / kick returner. And Claypool is filling in very well. Deontay, you better, I know you're injured, but you might want to get back out here and start performing so you can stay in that rotation. That's all I'm saying. But here's the disappointing part, guys. Very next drive was a wasted drive. Remember, we get the ball on the 45. Ray gets it up to the 45. He then drops a RPO on 3rd and 1. And then we pick up the 4th and 1. But then Pouncey gets called for holding on the running back screen. A busted draw play, and Ben has to run. And then Ebron gets called for offensive PI on 3rd and 13. So what was so disappointing about that is, again, wasted opportunity. And I literally wrote that. I don't know if you guys can see it. I probably can't see it. It won't focus in. I literally wrote wasted drive. We get the ball on their 45 and we don't get a field goal out of it. Unacceptable right there. Only thing else I got, man, the Steelers force a 4th and 1 and the Browns go for it and we stuff them. You know we won't plan in the run game. And guess what else showed up today? Big Ben. Quarterback sneak. Quarterback sneak. I'll be darned. We run a quarterback sneak and Ben gets probably about 3 yards on it at that. But yeah, man, Baker leaves the game and the rest was history. And I'm going to take a time out here before I go to my takeaways. Guys, I'm going to call myself into the office. I'm going to call myself into the office for 2 reasons. One of which, and some of you guys pointed this out last night. I keep saying this is a game we could lose. And for valid reason. Because, again, I don't all the way trust the team. And, you know, we're just learning the team. So I have to be honest in my assessment. But I think I deserve to give our team a little more respect. So I'm going to get on myself for that. They played as if they heard myself or others criticize their play today. We weren't playing no games out there. We made it look very easy against a team that I said was playing very well. So either we are a much better team or the Browns are not that good at all. But either way, I must eat crow and have a little more confidence in our team because it looks like they're starting to flash a little bit. Again, 6 weeks is usually when I can make my real assessment, which is a total of 6 games. So next week, I'll know exactly how I feel about this team, but they are trending up. I'm also going to call myself in the office because of this. Randy Featon, I want you to come stand in the office so you can hear me say this about myself. I've been very critical about that end around to Claypool. I keep saying not to fall in love with it. Seems like the more I say that, the more we score touchdowns with it. So I am, again, going to eat some crow. If it works, okay, in short yardage situations, and we keep scoring touchdowns off of it, I will shut up, and I will allow Randy Feetner to go ahead and call that play. For now. We'll see how the rest of the season plays out. But I think I will keep my mouth closed about that because what we did also do in this game, we didn't run it as much. We didn't run the one to Ray, and we didn't run it to Claypool, 100 times. We did it when we needed to, and the boys scored a touchdown. So I will shut up. All right, let's get to the takeaways, man. And then after that, we'll get to the phone calls. Takeaways that I have here. At Pittsburgh Steelers, defense is very good against the run, folks. I think the jury might be out now. We went up against the number 1 rushing attack in the NFL. I'm here to tell you that if my numbers are right, I glanced at the stats. I think Hunt had 40 and the other kid had 29. We gave up 69 yards on the ground. We're very good against the run, folks. Next takeaway. Steelers was getting very good pressure on Baker Mayfield early in that game, man. Forced Baker into interception, of course, the one we talked about with Cam Sutton. And my early takeaway, when I wrote this down early in the game, I said, okay, we might get Baker into a situation where he will force it, which he did. Baker will do that. Baker's the type of competitive guy that he's going to escape the pocket, and he's going to try to trust his arm, and he'll make a mistake. And we made him do that quite a few times, and it cost him big time on that one because it was a turnover. But there were other times where we, kind of forced him to get antsy. And, it's all you could ask for. We contained Baker Mayfield very well. Another takeaway, RPOs were not working today. Nope. Ben almost threw an interception one time, and there was another situation where I thought he may have thrown an interception. Thank God it got batted down because he was looking at Claypool, and there was a guy right in front of Claypool. So the RPOs weren't working today. Another takeaway, Hayden has gotten called for quite a few penalties already this season. That's something to keep our eyes on, guys. I know in the last game, some of them were kind of ticky-tack, but let's keep our eyes on Hayden. I'm not liking the fact that he continues to draw these penalties. And then the next big takeaway, man, and I see what you guys are putting in the chat, but listen, I already knew this. This is not a surprise to me. I told Leonard this. Again, Leonard is my witness. I said he's done for the year. So what am I talking about? Devin Bush gets hurt. Again, guys, we've watched football long enough to know when you see those type of injuries and you see the way the player reacts and they can still walk off the field, sometimes on their own, sometimes with a little help, that's usually an ACL. When there's literally really no real contact involved, you kind of saw that awkward fall. I knew it immediately. I knew immediately. I said, oh, that looks significant. I think he's done for the season. So to hear that he tore his ACL, it's no surprise. That's a blow. Devin Bush has led the team in tackles. Okay. Here's another funny thing about Devin Bush that, Steelers fans don't always realize. Give me a second. A lot of times we're results driven. And a lot of times people are saying, what's Devin Bush doing? Because they don't hear his name. But when you look at the stat sheet, that's what he's doing. He was the play caller, and he was leading the team in tackles. This is a significant blow. Significant. And my question would be is, what is our direction now when it comes to passing? Because you guys have heard me continue to say, man, I don't like Vince Williams on the field and passing downs, right? So without Devin Bush, who's going to be the lone linebacker when we're in the dime? Who, you know what I'm saying? And again, I was saying I didn't like Bush and the Vince Williams combination in nickel. So now what do? It's automatically going to be Vince Williams and somebody else. Well, let me tell you guys this. Surprise me. Robert Spillane played fairly well. Small sample size, but Robert Spillane came in and did okay. Now, we got to see how he does against pass coverage. I don't think that's going to be his strong suit the same way I don't think that's going to be Vince Williams' strong suit. So the question remains now, what are we doing in that situation? Are we going to see Marcus Allen? Are we going to see Sean Davis? Are we going to see UG3? This would be a time for UG3 to make a case. Again, this is not an indictment against Robert Spillane. Spillane showed me today that he's capable of being a solid backup. This guy's not dirty red. This is not Metakevich. I didn't feel, after seeing him get a couple of hits and how he was playing, I was not nervous. I said, oh, Robert Spillane is actually showing us what he did show us when we saw him in preseason last year. He's a tackler. He's going to be around the ball. Right? My question is pass coverage. UG3, that's supposed to be his strong suit. So we're going to see. But like I said, I seriously hope that the Steelers are considering one of those three guys, a UG3, Sean Davis, or Marcus Allen playing that, that nickel linebacker, if you will. We shall see. But we can probably pretty much say that Robert Spillane is probably going to be the guy alongside Vince Williams when it comes to the run. And from what I saw today, I don't have a problem with that. And they even said during the game that he was calling the plays. He was a signal caller. So, listen, one of these guys are going to have to step up, and if Robert Spillane can fill those shoes, let's do it. Now, here's another quick takeaway, man. Hilton goes down on a tackle attempt against Kareem Hunt after a blitz. I didn't really pay attention later on whether he came back in the game. I haven't heard Tomlin's presser, so I don't know if he has an issue, but let's keep an eye on that. He looked like he was favoring a shoulder. Another quick takeaway that I have, Kevin Dotson is going to be a stud in this league. He continues to show up. He can move, right? On the pull. There was a play where he pulled and got out front of James Conner. Kevin Dotson is going to be a stud. I can't wait to watch the film to really see how he did the entire game. But this guy, we found something in that pick. We found a special player. and Kevin Dotson. And then the last takeaway I have, man, is James Conner has another 100-yard game. Listen, say what you want, but James Conner is quietly having a great season. He's rushed for 100 yards, 3 times? I think one of those times Benny Snell did it. And it seems like, one would think from the glance that we don't have a run game, but we doing okay in the run department, folks. So let's keep an eye on that. James Conner is looking like a workhorse. Our concern is always, is he going to stay healthy? That's our only concern. That's our only question. But I will say this, and I'll get to the phone calls, man. Let me get the headset. Listen, Pittsburgh Steelers look pretty solid right now, man. We got a huge test coming up against Tennessee. Tennessee looking like they okay. Now, I think they actually lost. The last I saw, Houston took the lead. They went up by 7 or 8. So, Tennessee may have lost that game. So I think right now, if I'm not mistaken, trying to do the math, we might be the only AFC team undefeated right now. Is that correct? I think so. But Tennessee, they're going to present some different challenges. So I look forward to that. But overall, man, I think the team looks good. I think, they came out, they shut me up. We were dominant on defense, and our offense was clicking. You can't ask for more of that. Benny Snell sneaks a touchdown in late. Your boy Mason Rudolph was out there. That was an interesting moment, with Garrett being out there. But, it's always good when Mason Rudolph comes into play and Ben is healthy. That means we are winning and winning big. So I don't have much negativity, man, to talk about in this particular game, but let's get it. Let's get it, guys. See what type of phone calls we got. All right, so we have 4 phone calls, and y'all know the routine. Quick. Let's be quick. In and out, in and out, in and out. All right, state your biz, and let's get to the next one. So first up, let me make sure the browser is turned on so you guys will be able to hear the caller. It is. First up, area code 417. What do you got for us? Make sure you cut off the background because I can hear double audio there. Actually, we're going to come back to you, 417. Remember, guys, if you're calling in, you got to cut the stream off in the background for 2 reasons. We can hear it, so it's double audio. The second reason is the stream is delayed. All right, so if you're listening, make sure you're listening through the phone queue. And let me know if you can hear me or not through the phone, because we have a workaround if that doesn't work. Let's go to 803. What you got for us? Yes, sir.
Deadline if that's a logical way to go for us. But thank you very much. Can't wait for Tennessee next week.
Man, appreciate your call. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. The browser was on, but for whatever reason, it wasn't funneling through the stream software. Let me tell you guys something real quick about the software that drives me crazy. Don't you hate when it doesn't keep your settings? It doesn't keep my settings every week. So what I have to do is literally go into the settings and make the browser funnel through my mixer. It's the weirdest thing. But guys, what my man was saying, 803 was basically just saying, he agreed Kevin Dotson was also, he's a stud. He's a stud. So, and he said he was proud to see the defense step up. That's the gist of what he was saying. So you guys probably heard him on the tail end. But like I said, guys, don't charge it to my head, not my heart. I don't know why the software doesn't keep my settings. It is so frustrating. But you guys should be able to hear the next caller. So let's go back to 417, man. Area 417, what you got for us?
Hey, Sim, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, brother.
Yeah. All right. Well, first and foremost, thanks for having me on. For me, one of the first things I observed was that first play after that second straight 3-and-out on the Steelers offense. They were empty, and then they motioned Connor back to the single back, and then he made a nice run. So, like, what I've seen is that motion really works with this offense. But I want Randy, and that might even be Matt Canada's kind of implementation to the offense. I want them to implement that motion more to kind of keep defenses off balance. Ben improved on the deep ball accuracy. That's something that he's been talking about, that he wanted to improve on his deep ball. And he did that, most definitely. And then we finally got our first holding call on our behalf on TJ Watt. And but the thing also that I saw, there was an egregious missed hold on Hayward when Baker rolled out on the left when Hayward was coming in straight to the middle, that everybody that was watching the TV could have seen. And that made me livid, because it's like everybody saw that. And it's like we're not getting the benefit of the doubt when we're being held so freaking often. Connor's playing at a Pro Bowl level. And also, Edmonds has been playing really well against tight ends. Like, anytime he's been matched up against tight ends, he's been, like, clamping on them, and he's been on them. So, I mean, all the Edmonds haters, he's doing pretty well on his I would say, on his assignment. That was a total team win. And Bush got confirmed by Schefter. He does have an ACL tear, so he's out for the season. And the Titans will be a great test next week, because the Titans actually did beat Tennessee in overtime.
Wow.
So be the battle of 5-0 teams. So yeah, that's all I have, Sim. Just want to do straight shot. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man, no problem. Thanks for calling. And wow, it's surprising to hear Tennessee won. Man, so there it is. Battle of the 5-0s, man. And I'll comment on one thing that you said. Yeah, very quietly, Terrell Edmonds has been playing decent. He has not been the reason why we've lost. So, yeah, that's interesting. Maybe not the big splash play guy, but we don't really need him to do that. We just need him to not be the liability. Appreciate the call, man. Let's keep it moving. 678, what you got for us?
Hey, thanks a lot for taking my call, Sam.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Today was one of those days where I said a couple of weeks ago, it's very rare that you get a chance you can watch a Steeler game and relax. You know, I appreciate it, Pittsburgh, you know. I want a quick question, Sim, to you. You know, I know you and your colleague, Kenyon, and I believe Tony, y'all used to sit around and say the only person that really concerned you would be Ben. This season, man, he's playing really solid. I mean, that's what my brother would say, too. My brother and I say the same thing, Sam. But with that being said, he's playing really solid ball. Are you noticing he's not forcing the rock, Tim? Excuse me, Sam, I apologize. He's not forcing the rock at all. Yeah. And then I have one more quick comment, because I know everybody likes to get a call in on one of the best programs out there. Next time someone says we need to get rid of Tomlin, you know, just say this to them, Sim. WWTRD. What would the Roonies do? Because it's not about what the fans would do. Because we're really emotional. If it were up to us, we'd get rid of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Coaches, if every play don't go for a touchdown, or every defensive play is not a stop or interception, we get rid of them. So that's why I think, you know, the Roonies have a class organization, and that's why we don't run through coaches like that. Like someone had mentioned, like the Clippers. Well, you know, that's probably why they ain't got that many rings. We've done a lot with, you know, very little. We got 6 rings with only 2 franchise quarterbacks. And I've been fortunate enough to watch them all. Thanks a lot for taking my call, Sam.
Man, no problem. Thanks for giving me the call. And like I said, guys, for me to keep it short as well, I'm going to focus on one thing to reply to. Great stuff that you said there, but I have to agree. Ben Roethlisberger, listen, guys, Ben got 1 pick on the year. Remember how I kept saying he got to stop with them interceptions? Remember I said I love the way he played in 2018, but we can't have them 16 picks. Now, it's early still, but Ben is actually playing. He's the manager. Take shots when he needs to. You know, quick stuff, getting the ball out of it. Ben balling, man. I have nothing to say. Area code 651. What you got for us?
What's going on with you, Tim?
Nothing much, man. What's up?
Not much, man. I had a big game today, man, and I know last night a lot of people was worried about Cleveland's rushing, number one rushing stat, and I was just saying that not having Chubb's going to hurt them a lot. But even with him, man, I think people don't look at the fact that a lot of times on our front four, we'll play Stewart and Hayward in the middle as deep tackles and have Dupree and Watt come off the edges. That's dangerous because we got two guys that can stop at a moment's notice on the run and get the sack, but also you got two guys coming up the middle that can do the same. So when we're coming from the right rushing angle, we're hard to beat with that. Whenever we play that lineup, I want to say it's a nickel, but I'm not sure. I'm not specifically sure. Other than that, man, Claypool and Dotson, man, they man on board. This might be one of our best draft classes, man, the way it's turning out right now. And then when we see McFarland shows up, he gets carries here and there, but the more we get him in the game, one of those screens are going home, man. That's all I got, man. Thanks.
Man, thank you, man. Good timing, too, on the call. I just want to say that because we got 4 more, so I hope you guys can get in and out like that. Let me be quick. Yeah, looking like we definitely getting some stuff out of these draft picks, man, and I think McFarland, his time is coming. I think you said that on the last show. And I have to say this really quick because one of the commenters said it, and he's right. Builder's Life said, Ben better be glad that one of those RPOs or some of those RPOs weren't picks. Yes, let's not include that. Ben has made some throws this year that should have been picked, but they weren't, so I'll leave him alone. But yeah, appreciate the call, man. Let me move on as well. Area code 843. What you got for us?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have okay. Well, I have a couple of comments. Well, TJ Watt, he gets ruled like a circus pony every game, so it was really good to see him get a call finally, because they hold him every game.
Yeah.
I think Tomlin and the coach are doing an excellent job right now. I mean, I never suspected us to be 5-0. I thought we were going to drop one of those games that we usually drop, like to the Eagles, and I was especially worried about this one. So it felt real good just to be able to sit back, have my popcorn, and enjoy the game without going into cardiac arrest.
Right.
That's all I got for you, man. Thank you for taking my call.
Oh, man, thank you as well. Great call, man, and you're absolutely right. It felt good to not be in panic mode. And yes, let me comment on what you said really quick. And I was the main one saying we just snuck away some of those wins, but we won those games. Those are usually the games that we lose. And this was the quote-unquote test because of the firepower, and we stomped them. So, hey, man, we are looking like a better team, even mentality-wise. We'll see. We'll see. Appreciate the call. Next up, area code 480.
What's up, Sim? Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
38-7, resting. We're chilling. We're 5-0. So not too many takes, but I just want to say, our wide receivers, I think we have a really good deep wide receiver core.
Yeah.
We run 4 deep, and I think they can eat pretty well. One comment that I did want to make, that's why I'm making the call. I'm a little sad hearing that Devin Bush tore his ACL because I feel like a lot of NFL players are scared of tackling Derrick Henry, and I feel like 55, he's a really, really solid tackler. He looks for the contact, so I'm kind of disappointed to see that not come into fruition. Hey, but number 2 run defense, we're going up against Derrick Henry, who had a monster game, 200 yards total, and then the Ravens, who of course can run the ball as good as anybody in the last 2 decades. So yeah, pretty much pretty good things up ahead. Thank you.
Man, thank you. Appreciate the call. And I'm just going to stick right there with my reply. Yes, we have our hands full. We already know what the pre-game show is going to be about the next 2 weeks. We got to find a way to stop the run. And the matchup is going to probably be Vinny against Henry because Vince Williams like to bust. Like Tony would say, he'd be out there busting. But yeah, I would love to have another guy. Again, the guy leading the tackles. This is a blow, man. We gonna see it. Hopefully not, but I think we're gonna see how tremendous of a loss that is. And I do want to say this really quick, man. Shout outs to guys like Tyson Alu. Tyson out there quietly balling. Cam Hayward is out there quietly balling like he always does. Stephon Tuitt showed up quite a few times in this game against the run, so we're back. But that's going to be a blow. That's going to be a huge blow without having Devin out there, man. Thanks for the call. Next up, 219. What you got for us?
Hey, Butler, that's how you call a game. Bingman, that's how you call a game. But now, that's how you play call. That's how you play call. That's why I come here every week and trash these coordinators, because I know this is what they can do. And it pisses me off. They don't do this week in and week out.
Right.
Let's keep this train rolling. 5-0, baby. Here we go.
Man, appreciate your call, 219. That was short and sweet, and I'm going to comment on that. You right. And you right. This is what our coordinators are capable of. Let's get it going faster. And when I say get going faster, and I know you don't want to show all your cards. I get that. But finally, it felt like, at least, again, I'm going to watch the film again and watch the game again entirely. It felt like we came out on defense with a plan this week. It didn't feel like, and I'm not saying we don't come out with a plan, but I think y'all know where I'm going. It didn't feel like this time that we had to wait to see what didn't work, and then we switched. It felt like we had a laser focus and we executed from the jump. And I feel like Randy Fichtner called a balanced game, man. You know, it was a couple moments in there. I think we let some things slip away, but for the most part, round of applause to the coordinators. I have really nothing to say. Last call of the night, man. Area code 443. What you got for us?
Hey, what's up, Sam? Thanks for taking my call, man.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
look, I'm gonna just be, short and sweet, man. I work nights, so it's hard for me to catch a lot of the afternoon games because I'm riding the train into work. I'm in Brooklyn, but man, we gotta do something with Claypool's nickname, Mapletron. He already said he don't like it. I'm going with Clay Action. I'm going with Clay Action. What you think about that?
Oh, I like that, man. That's slick. I mean, it's very simple, but I like that.
Look on the highlights, all I see is my man. He going off, man. So I'm going with Clay Action.
Man, I like that. Anything else you got? That was short. You got anything else?
Nah, that's it, man. 5-0. Next week is gonna be another test, so let's see what we can do.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate that 443. Let's talk about that for a second. I don't like that Mapletron either. It's a little corny, and they said Ben gave it to him. Ben, don't make me call you in the office. That's a little corny, brother. You've been in the NFL long enough. You've been around enough people to have some cool with you. That right there, Mapletron, bruh, come on. That's garbage. However, I like Clay Action. Simple, but effective. Like that's kind of slick. I like that. So shout outs to 443. And maybe, how about we do this, guys? Listen, let's see what we can do as fans. Most of you guys are on Twitter. Maybe, I don't know if you are, but if you are on Twitter, let's send some recommendations to, at Steelers on Twitter. And say, hey, why don't you guys do a fan vote or something? Because, yeah, Mapletron, because maple syrup is sweet. No. That da-dunt. That is a da-dunt name. I don't like that. Let me get these headphones off. Man, we did a good job, guys. It's 49 minutes. So I got a little time to kick it with you guys in the chat. And I want to thank you guys, man. That's how we got to handle the calls. Because, again, I'm hoping and I'm expecting that we continue to grow and we have more and more calls. So I don't want to have shows where I can't get to the calls. So great job, guys. Great job. Y'all did good with that. I did good as well with not talking so much in my response. Team effort. Let's see what y'all got. Yeah, Deb. Hey, Debbie, how you doing? I don't think I spoke to you earlier. Hello, Miss Debbie. Love that. I do like that. I like Clay Action. That's pretty cool right there. Let's see what y'all got. Let's start off with Caleb Long. Claypool already has a merch saying Mapletron not going to change. Oh, yeah. Well, if he already trying to get that coin off of that, then here's a question for you guys. I don't think so, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. Y'all think Juju a little jealous? I don't think so. But do y'all think Juju is feeling the effects of not being a focal point? What I mean by that, not just because he wants the football, but we got to remember Juju's coming up on a contract year. You know, this is a contract year, and clearly it looks like Juju's numbers are not going to be what they once were. Ben was featuring him earlier in the season, you know, and we got a lot of football left. You know, and it looks like he's still trying to get it to him, but the fact that Ben is spreading the ball around, and I don't think it's intentional, it's going to automatically and significantly reduce Juju's, you know, numbers. So do you guys think he's feeling a way about that? I don't know. Yeah, man, and Kenya just reminded me too. Another piece of calling myself in the office, what I forgot to mention, the quarterback sneak. You know, I kept saying we won't go ever run it again. So, you know, that's 3 things that I had to call myself in the office for, and I take full responsibility for it. Let me see what y'all got. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think Juju cares. I don't think he cares either. I just was trying to get, you know, feel you guys' temperature and see what you guys think. Knight Rider says, yes, it is only natural, bro. He's hype on the sideline, but he doesn't get the separation. They put him in the slot more, but not getting many targets. Yeah, that's true. Builder's Life said Juju won't show it, but of course he wants the numbers so he can get paid. Who wouldn't want a better game to get that dough? Yeah, that's the thing. That's that tricky balance. Debbie says, I don't think so. I believe he wants to win. They are getting wins by eating at the Ben buffet. Yeah, Ben spreading that ball around, man. Why Diggy says, no, not at the moment. Juju has made statements like the grass isn't always greener. I think he likes it in Pittsburgh. Yeah, man, listen. I want to keep Juju. I know everybody's not as big on Juju as I am, but I like Juju. You know, Juju showed me enough early in his career, regardless if you want to say that AB, of course, you know, contributed to that, which he did. But Juju, to me, I like him as a person. I would love for him to stay in Pittsburgh, and I think Juju is still a good football player. Whether he's a pure number 1 or not, that don't really matter that much to me. I think this complement of receivers that we have is pretty cool, right? So I would love for Juju to stay in the mix. It's going to be interesting, though, because, again, Juju and Connor. Now, Connor might be one guy that they're willing to part ways with because we have other pieces, but I think one of those guys stays. Let's see what else you guys got. Real Fact says Juju wants to get his targets. Everybody does, but he understands it's a team game. Yes, he does. I agree with that. See, you guys are thinking the same way I am. Shout outs to C. Antoine Hill, man. Appreciate the donation. He says, Juju ain't jealous. Yo, Sim, have you thought about starting an online store selling merch? Just a thought. I've thought about it. You know, if you guys show interest in it, we'll see. I've thought about it. The thing is, I'll be honest with you guys. A lot of you, especially you guys here tonight, y'all are here because of our Steelers connection. So the tricky thing with me, because I've definitely thought about some things like that, but it gets tricky because I'm incorporating the Steelers, so I got to be very careful with logos and things like that. You know, I do actually have, you know, SimFBallCritic merch, but I don't know if anybody really wants that. You know, I have a logo and all that for all of that, but we'll see. I have thought about that, man, and we'll see what comes of it, man, in the future. A-Bomb23 says, Chooks our future left tackle? Possibly. I think a guy like Big Al, Little Al, we'll still call him that. Little Al is probably on his way out. Cesar Diaz says, Claymore or Claymaker? They cool. I got to be honest, though. Clay Action sounds like the one to me right now. So right now, that's the best sounding one for me. Dan Matt says, call McFarland into the office for that running back draw. He messed up. Yeah, he messed that up bad. I should have, man. I'm going to give him a pass because he's a young boy, man. He's a rookie. I'm going to give him a pass. But, yeah, you're right. I missed that one. I missed the opportunity to bring him to the office for that. And you know, even about the bring, I think I talked about this last week. You know, I told you guys, I got feedback from somebody that views saying, you know, the call people in the office was cool at first, but now it kind of feels like it's intended. And I'm like, no, it just, it kind of happened on the fly. And honestly, you guys enjoy it. So I don't know. It's just, again, it's always interesting, man, to see what some people like and some people don't like. So bottom line, guys, I'm going to always present this show and Terrible Towel and the pregame the way I like to do it. So whatever's fun for me, I'm always going to do that. Now, if I did something where 80% of you guys are like, I don't like that, then of course you got to listen to your crowd. But I just want to say that just so if the one who you sent me that feedback is watching, it's not like I'm trying to not do what you said, but I appreciate the feedback, man. But these things are fun to me, and when you guys enjoy it, that even makes it even much more better. So let's see. I'm gonna stay here a couple more minutes. Is it Fadi Sino or Sino? Fatty Sino, Fadi Sino says I call him Chase Play Cool. Okay, I like that. Shadow Slayer says, how come Spillane gets the name called Kenyan called Bud Dupree 48? Well, I'll get an answer that for you, Shadow. Spillane hasn't unearned his name. Okay, remember, the reason why Kenyan won't call Dupree by his name is because Dupree was a non-factor the first 3 years of his career. And that's why he still calls him 48. If he continues to play well this year, Kenyon said he will call him Bud Dupree again, but he's got to earn it. Spillane is not even in that type of category in terms of losing the name in the first place. Let's see. Yeah, and there it is. Kenyon on top of that says he was a first round pick. So there's your answer. Captain Spartan says, Big Al hasn't allowed a sack all year, Sim. Got to give him some props. Okay. Still think he's leaving in the offseason. He'll want to get paid. He says Jackson Carmen from Clemson, left tackle, might be a potential replacement. Okay. That go father-in-law Leonard. I was wondering if he was in here. Man, Leonard, I can't wait to get over there so I can watch the second half, man. I heard that Rodgers is having a bad go of it. Yeah, go St. Patrick, man. That's a tough one, man. That Devin Bush thing is really going to hurt us. But maybe not. Maybe not. All right, guys, this is amazing, man. We're under an hour. We have literally a minute and a half left. So I'll read one more comment and then we'll dip. Somebody else give me a comment, man. Give me a comment. And what quarter is that game in, guys? Is it at halftime yet? Kenyon said, I'm not off the hook for that quarterback sneak. Yeah, I know. Yeah, guys, when you're wrong, man. You got to be man enough to admit it. Corey Foreman says false. Big Al hasn't blocked well. Yeah, listen, man. We talked about the games where he didn't play well, so, I'm going to have to go back and really see what's going on with him. I don't think he's played that well, me personally. Okay, here's the one I'll read. I'll read this one and then we'll get out of here. I missed it, but I went back up to it. Pittsburgh Steelers fan 39 says, I have never disliked Bud. If you check out the pass rushers of his class, he's better than most of them and has been. Yeah. I have nothing to say. You're right. We can't take that from him, man. Can't take that from him. They're in the second quarter, 21-10. Woo, Brady putting up numbers like that. Okay. Well, all right, guys, that's it. I appreciate you guys coming through, man. I think we had a good time in here tonight, man. I appreciate all the viewership, man. At one point, it was 190 plus live viewers, so y'all already know what I need y'all to do. Boom. If you're new to the channel, bing, click on that red. Cut on your notification to be notified, and thumbs up. It's 190 plus people were in here tonight. Can y'all get me to 100 likes? I know at least 100 of y'all like it, right? I'm just playing the odds here. Can y'all help me out with that area, man? Hit the like button. You have no idea how much it helps me tremendously when you do that. So I appreciate you guys for coming through. I think I have probably earned some new viewers because I've been sharing the link with a lot of Steelers groups on Facebook. And if any of you guys are in the recent group that I joined, the Steelers of York, PA, hello to you all. I live in York. So it was great to get in that group. So if any of you guys that are in that group, leave me a comment, come back to the channel after the stream is over and let me know if you're actually in York. All right. So that's kind of special. We're all in the same city or what have you. So there you go. But also, I'm going to remind you guys again, man, let's be safe out here, man. This thing ain't over. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to call its name, but let's continue to be safe. Take care of you guys' health, yourself and your family, and just be courteous of others. It's not about what you believe. Just, let's do what we all have to do, man, to get rid of this thing so we can get back to normal life. Because like my man Russ Oberstein said, he wants for us to meet up at some point. He's in Lancaster, not too far from me. We could watch the games together at Permanis, but we can't do it right now because I'm not doing that. But that's all I got. All right, so hope everybody is well. Thanks for you all who donated here tonight, and thank you all to those of you who've donated, outside of YouTube. If you care to do that, there's Cash App and PayPal. That information is in the description. That's up to you, but thank you in advance. Outside of that, enjoy some football the rest of the day. Let's sit back and drink this 5-0 in, and we'll get back, to it on Tuesday. We'll break down a little bit of film. We'll take a peek at the Titans, and then, of course, after that, the pregame show will really analyze the Titans. But I think we already know stop the run is going to be the main priority when this dude runs for over 200 yards. Yeah, and no Devin Bush. They're going to try to run the ball down our throat. So there you have it. But outside of that, enjoy the rest of the night. Enjoy Sunday night. Enjoy Monday football. Be safe, guys. Thanks for tuning in. God bless. Good night. And thank you, as always, for coming through to the Terrible Towel postgame show. Catch you guys on Tuesday. Peace.